don't sleep on Resident Evil Extraction. I know a lot of people have, and honestly, I thought I should have as well, based on some of the nonsense Ubisoft has been pulling as of late, particularly when it comes to their NFT stance and some of these other franchises that they are seemingly abandoning. Unfortunately, Rainbow Six is it's a weird game, okay? I'm not going to lie to you and sugarcoat it and say that this game doesn't have some very odd premise to it, but it's actually a lot of fun. If you're familiar with Rainbow Six at all, you know it is about a group of elite operatives who are sent off on larger-than-life missions in order to save the day. Usually it's against more realistic threats, but when Ubisoft bought the rights to the Tom Clancy name, they were free to use this franchise however they wanted. And I guess they decided we should have them go against an alien invasion. So that's what we're dealing with now. We have alien invasions that have popped up across New York City, San Francisco, even all the way up in Alaska, in which we have to go out and vanquish evil once and for all using our beloved Rainbow Six operators and tool sets. So how do you play? Well, I'm going to do a sample mission in just a moment. It's going to be a long-form review. We'll go through one whole set of emissions so you can kind of get a feel for the game. But to begin, I just want to say that it does include a list of your favorite Rainbow Six operators. Now, not every single one is here. You'll notice that some of them are level 2, like Sledge, who I really, really like. Some of them have yet to be unlocked entirely because I haven't reached certain levels yet in my progression. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. But most operators have the ability to, as you continue to play with them, change out their weapon loadouts and change some pieces of their gun, whether it be their sight or their skin, just different sorts of attachments there. You can also change some of the tech that they get, whether they use smoke grenades or different sorts of mines, explosives. There's even different types of gear that you can equip, like harnesses that have increased explosive capability, or body armor, which is invaluable because you're going to get beat up pretty hard. You're going to be able to play with your favorite operators and customize them, I think, in meaningful ways to begin to change the way they look. Not necessarily so much how they perform. That, unfortunately, is written in stone. This is not an RPG. But you'll be able to change some of the looks and feel for them and give them different things as well. There's a shop if you want to buy more gear there as well, if you like certain looks or feels of your characters, but I don't really care about that. So you'll notice that Pulse, unfortunately, he's hurt. That's because last night Kevin and I nearly died, and Pulse barely made it out with his life. We'll talk a little bit about what happens when an operator gets knocked and how you can recover them and how to, best advance the story. But it basically breaks down into this. You have to start in New York City and work your way through some distinct missions, doing specific actions. Once you build up enough of a milestone, it will unlock San Francisco. I haven't even touched that yet. Ultimately, it'll unlock further things like Alaska and some of the endgame stuff down here, like the Maelstrom Protocol, for example. But the main story is really contained, I feel like, within these kind of 4 top sections. And you're going to go to an area, select an operator, and do whatever the mission tells you to do. So we'll just go ahead and get started. I want to play solo because I want to take my time and not have to talk over annoying teammates. One last thing I'll mention really quickly on progression. I know I showed that these things are locked behind milestones. Progression is unlocked by one of 2 ways. It's by unlocking your operators, so playing with an operator enough and giving them experience unlocks your progression. You can also take on distinct challenges, and each zone has a separate set of challenges for them. These are called studies. The studies are pretty basic. So like you'll see my studies, I have to I have to kill some grunts with headshots with a pistol, and I have to ping 1 grunt, and then I complete the study. And there are more you can see as you work your way down the list. You have to unlock them. You could see some of the previous ones, like, use the chat wheel to talk to a friend or to ping a nest or to kill a nest, whatever. These are mostly just kind of helping you along, almost like a baked-in tutorial, but you'll see them pop up as we play. So we'll go ahead and just run through, I'll do the police station. The police station is actually a lot of fun. You can slice your difficulty here. Notice that depending on how high your operator is, you can play at a higher level. By playing at a higher level, you will get more experience as opposed to playing at a lower level. But since I'm just trying to explain the tutorial and not trying to beat the game overnight, we're just going to play on the basic bitch level so you can get a rough idea of kind of what to expect. Every mission starts off the same with the exception of recovering a downed agent. That is a little different. You can see there are 3 sections in the police station: the bullpen, the reception area, and the holding cells. Once you cross from one section to another, you can't go back. So it's up to you to take your time and to successfully complete each task if you want to. At any time, you can punch out. At any time, you could just say, nope, I'm out of here, and leave with the experience you've gained. And that's very, very important because in this game, you can get killed. Now, when you get killed, your operator goes into this stasis and self-preservation mode, and it's up to you to send in yet another operator to rescue them. This is where it gets a little bit dicey, obviously, because ultimately what happens is if you send in too many operators, you're going to start having a kind of a waterfall effect. So it's important to take your time in each mission. Walk around slowly, navigate the area, and uncover what you need to do. Now, I know in this particular mission, I have 15 minutes to locate and take down a target. I have no idea where the target is. I know the map because I've played it a few times, so I have a kind of a rough idea where they may be, but I don't entirely know for sure. A lot of the mission involves you kind of walking around and exploring and taking your time and looking for loot crates and making sure that there are no enemies laying around, because you do get hit very, very quickly. And when you get hit, it hurts, and you can get overwhelmed and knocked incredibly quickly. Now, dumb luck, I actually found the enemy right here. Oh boy, that was not good. That was not good. Pretty sure he saw me. Yep, now we gotta run. And that's how this game is played. It's a lot of stealth and taking your time and, covering corners. Now, this particular enemy has to be taken down with a takedown attack. Thankfully, he's going to lose aggro on me, and I can give it another whirl. Now, if you're familiar with the Rainbow Six world, I'll show you an example using Sledge. One of Sledge's cool abilities is I can pull out my trusty sledgehammer and break down walls. But if you're not familiar with the Rainbow Six world, I'm in the police station. I'm sorry, I'm thinking Resident Evil 2. You can put up barriers and stuff to block. You can actually shoot through walls. If you had a pistol and you wanted to make a couple small shots to kind of peek through and see if enemies were coming, you could do that as well. So it's very Tom Clancy in terms of the way you navigate through the world, and it's very tactical. That's what I love about the game. It's got a great emphasis on tactical. Unfortunately, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt because of all these alien invasions and some of the other nonsense that's kind of built into the game, unfortunately. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, honestly. I guess in the sense of an alien invasion, you could expect a elite group of tactical operators to, go out and save the day. But it's kind of weird that you have this amazing franchise that's really grounded in a lot of realism, and then you throw in these kind of odd aliens, and I don't know, it loses a little bit there. That's why I said, as much as I love this game, you kind of got to take it a little bit with a grain of salt and understand that, even though they're taking a really cool tactical game, they're also adding in some major nonsense to it as well. Okay, I'm going to have to go around a different way. This guy's moving a little too fast. You'll notice that a lot of areas have this black, sludge on them, right through there. That does slow you down when you're walking over it, and it makes traversal very difficult. So it's important to be cognizant of walking over that. You can use your knife to, carve some of it away, which does help, obviously let you move a little bit faster. Enemies do have a line of sight. So this enemy on the other side of the box from me, I'm prone right now, so he doesn't see me. You get a lot of indicators as if you're close to certain enemy types or not. And let's go ahead and take that guy out. Let's see if the enemy found me. Let's see if they know I'm here. Kind of seems like they do, doesn't it? That elite grunt just took off and ran over really quick. I'm not sure he actually knows where I'm at. He might reset in a second. Let's see, he's really close. He's 7 meters away. It looks like he doesn't see me because he's peeling off. there's a lot of, as I'm starting to say with the different alien types here, there's a lot of, there's bloaters, there's exploders, there's spitters, there's all different types. I don't want to say think Left 4 Dead because it's not that cartoonish, but each enemy type does do something different. And if you get caught, if an enemy actually sees you and they begin to attack you, if you're near certain types of these enemy nests, they will spawn infinitely. And they will not stop spawning until the nest is destroyed. So it's really important to make sure that when you're taking out different groups of enemies, you're being very stealthily about it. That's why you can crouch. There's a prone. You have a combat knife that you can use as well. You can go prone if you want. You can lay down, take your time, go slow, which is what I'm trying to do because I want to get behind this grunt and I want to stab him in the back. Unfortunately, there's a lot of nests. There's the nest right there. And what happens is that nest will infinitely spawn enemies. That's why there were so many of these guys floating around here. These bloaters were just constantly spitting out from that nest. Now that that nest is destroyed, I'm hoping that the enemies stop, although I think there might be a nest somewhere in that area based on the fact that enemies keep pouring out. So let me go ahead and take out this bloater really quick. And actually take both of those out really quick. All right, now the grunt saw me. Now we're in trouble. So they want me to melee him. The best way to melee him is to sneak up on him and do an instant kill shot. Because I don't have, because I'm not standing behind him, I'll probably have to shoot him routinely until he gets really low in health and then pull out my knife, which is not what they want you to do. They really want you to be stealthy in this. I'd say that's probably my biggest complaint with the game is that when you get stealthy, yeah, see, that wasn't considered a takedown, unfortunately, so I failed that mission. So unfortunately, I didn't get experience for that mission. I did get a small amount of experience for killing him, but I did not complete the mission successfully. And that is what I was starting to say, is these missions can go incredibly south very, very quickly. Getting caught and, being exposed in a situation where you don't want to be exposed can absolutely hurt you. And I probably could have done that slightly differently, maybe if I had walked around and had taken my time when it comes to trying not to get caught the first time. Clearly he was on edge because he saw me as soon as I turned the corner. Different operators may have helped if I was able to use Pulse, for example, or to use a recon type character to kind of sneak around the wall a little bit, maybe to get a better vantage point. That probably could have helped as well. But now I'm just in kind of salvage mode. Since I failed the mission, I can immediately extract. Notice that I did not start the mission with full health, and I did take some damage, so I'm down to 55 HP, which isn't the best. I'm looking for a health pack here so I can at least leave with a decent amount of experience, decent amount of health. But all this experience you see that I'm getting here, I get to keep. It goes towards my overall mission, and it goes towards Sledge as well. So Sledge will get some experience from all this. So this wasn't a total loss, thankfully. I am getting experience points for kind of going around and still looking for stuff to collect. So let's keep sneaking through here. Now, one of the things that I really like about this game, and one of the things that really draws me to it, is just how beautiful and realistic stuff is. I mean, obviously, forget the alien part, but the way that everything is stylized, I think Ubisoft has always done a phenomenal job of just really good attention to detail on everything. I mean, you're looking at walls, you're looking at an office space with bags and, computer equipment and, of course, teddy bears, right? But this really feels like a very realistic environment. And that's something that I really appreciate. The fact that you have this layer of this overarching tactical support on top of a zombie shooter essentially is very, very refreshing. And this game does support 3-player co-op, which makes it a lot of fun because you can kind of flank with your teammates. Each person can pick their favorite operator and be a specialist that supports doing different things. Last night when Kevin and I played, here we go, there's a med kit. That's what I was looking for. Last night when Kevin and I played, it was really nice to have people patrolling and looking through different doorways with, setting up flanks and fire zones and supporting each other in a successful way, which I thought was really, really cool. So when you leave, you have one of two options. Ignore that ping because I made that a minute ago. I think I can actually clear it if I look at it again. Okay, so when I ping, so I have two options now. I still have 5 minutes left. I'm still in stage 1, which is the bullpen, even though I failed my mission, unfortunately. Oh, this is a big boy, huh? Wow, lurker. He's not joking around, huh? Okay. I have two options. I could go over to that point there, which is 30 meters away. That allows me to leave and just do an extraction. Mission's over. I'm done. I don't play anymore. I go back to base, cut my losses. Or I can go over here through this airlock. By going through the airlock, what I can do is progress to the next area. Once I do that, I can't come back. So I can't come back to this area anymore. That's why you saw me spending a little bit more time than normal walking through there, kind of making sure that there wasn't anything left to do. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed. If you're playing in a group of people, everybody needs to be in this airlock or you're left behind and considered dead. That's why strong communication is so important. But if you're playing a game and your friends are in the airlock and they leave you to die, well, that's just kind of rude, isn't it? All right, so now I am in the second zone. This zone is called Reception. And you see the mission timer resets again. I now have 15 minutes to complete my task. There is the exfil point if I decide I don't want to proceed anymore, and over there is the doorway to the next area if I want to just skip right through here and continue. The mission is to locate the arc spine, so we'll go ahead and give this a whirl and see if I could do a little bit better than last time. Just take my time, go nice and slow. See an enemy over there. What is that? See if I could shoot him in the head. What do you think? Think I can get a good headshot here with a pistol? Well, it's more than just a headshot. There we go. Got him. Spikers are really annoying. Okay, let's see if we could sneak up on this guy. Nice. Being stealthy does reward you with a little bit more experience, and obviously it saves ammunition, although I've never personally had a problem with ammunition. But it's good to, conserve and make as little noise as possible. Thankfully, since my pistol is silenced, I can shoot pretty much freely and not have to worry about anything there. You'll see what am I up to. I'm up to 237, 328 shotgun shells. Like, that's just a lot of shotgun shells. So there's another guy here. Now, one of the cool things with a Tom Clancy game is you could just shoot right through drywall and kill people, which is awesome. Obviously, that made noise. But I wanted to show off that this game does support a fully destructible environment, which is really a lot of fun. Allows you to, tactfully take out some targets. Okay, that wasn't so good. Now I think a lot of them saw me. We'll go back up here and see if I need to make a stand here or not. This game does support keyboard and mouse control, as well as the controller support, which is what I'm using right now. Using my Elite controller to play. Whoa. That's definitely a spiker, no doubt about it. I can't even see him out there due to the bloom. So we'll see if he comes into advance or we'll just go another way. There we go. Okay. So we're still looking for the arc spine. I would say the stealth has largely gone out the window at this point, although I'm trying to preserve what I can at least and be as stealth as possible. I don't want to aggro the entire map if possible. This is a good way out if I want to leave right now. All I have to do is walk up to this thing and press this button, and I can extract and be done. Where did this guy come from? There must be a note over here and I missed it. Yep. So let's go ahead and take that out. This sledge here, you saw me doing earlier, you can shoot it to kind of clear it out. If you're sledge, you can use your hammer, or you can use a knife as well, or the butt of your gun to clear it out. It doesn't make any noise, it just makes you walk really slow. So when you're being chased or doing some sort of escort mission or something, and you have that stuff on the ground, it does kind of stuck, which makes it a little more difficult. But we're still just navigating through and working our way through. You see I have 2 alarms there, so it's probably something close over here. A lot closer than we thought. Alright, there we go. So we are now in the area we need to be. What is going on with my controller? I'm shooting like wild. Is this some kind of bug or something? Holy smokes. Those last 3 shots before I switched my gun, that wasn't me. That's fun. All right. Thanks, Ubisoft. Love the polish there. Okay. So we are now inside. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a charge here and then defend it. So what I'm doing is just getting ready by preparing. Go ahead and locking the doors that I can lock and trying to make sure that there's nothing else in here that can hurt me. Unfortunately, you just saw me face plant on a bunch of spores. There's some right there. There's another one right there. Now they're on me. You can see them on the left side of my screen. Unfortunately, in a second, they're going to pop and hurt me. If you were playing cooperatively, you could have a teammate. Yep, you could have a teammate knock them off you, which is awesome. The other problem with spores too is it impairs your vision. So if you're playing alone and you get hit by a bunch of spores, it's going to be a bad day. But we'll go ahead and close some more doors here, and we'll go ahead and do the mission. This mission is a plant mission. There's different missions. There's escort a villain out, or a hero out. There is go kill somebody. There's defend a point. There's quite a few different mission types here. And even though you can replay this mission numerous times, you'll always get different missions. Like I said, the only exception is if you have a mission which you are playing as a rescue, and you have to go rescue one of your targets or something. Like Sledge got hurt and I had to go save him. That would be a situation in which I would have to go help out. Okay, so they broke through. We're gonna go ahead and make a little defense here. Do our best. This is very tense when you only have one person, just so you know. Charge isn't doing so good, but I'm more concerned about my health than the charge right now. Go shoot through here. You can see you are very squishy in this game. So can't take too many shots. Definitely very along the line with the Rainbow Six experience, where 1 or 2 shots and you're dead. You don't really, even with body armor, you just don't have a lot of defense. So these enemies hit hard, and it's important to mitigate damage and use natural cover when possible to kind of defend. Okay, let's see if we can get this guy down. I like the shotgun best, but there are other weapons that, sniper rifles and handguns and submachine guns and bullpups and everything that can be used differently. I prefer shotguns because they hit really hard. You don't have to aim nearly as hard. Yes, you can pop the balloons. I know what you were thinking, and yes, you can. Those are some really, really cloudy balloons. Okay, so we have successfully defended the mission here. Now the game's going to yell at me and say, hey, you've done everything that you need to do. Let's get out of here. So I'll hear that in just a second. What I was looking for, and I am going to extract. I am not going to proceed. I am definitely low on HP, a lot lower than I want to be. I'm sitting at 55 HP. You could see that plus 14. That was from that stim pack that I got earlier. It doesn't last forever. It does diminish over time. Obviously, taking a hit, there should be a pack down here. Obviously hitting a stim pack, getting hit in the face doesn't help any. For sure, but there it is. Now that would be the door to proceed to the next area. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go exfil now. I still have plenty of time to do so. Take my experience and get the heck out of here. But yeah, that's Rainbow Six in a nutshell. And there's this is really a lot of fun. Like I said, it's 3-player cooperative. It runs beautifully on PC. I'm obviously recording everything on my PC now, just doing some commentary over it. But it's available everywhere. I did get this from Game Pass, so it didn't cost me anything, which makes it even sweeter. And you just link your Game Pass account to your PC account, and you're able to get it for free, which is awesome. So we're going to go over to the exfil point. I'm going to request extraction, and in 3 seconds, the mission is over. It was a success, even though we failed the first mission. That's okay. We won the second one. There's really no winning or losing. It's just how fast do you want to proceed. I mean, obviously you want to beat the game in a sense, but you'll see I did not receive the 1000 XP for the biopsy, but I did receive a pretty good amount of experience for kills. I did extract successfully, which means Sledge, after a little bit of time, will heal up and live to fight another day. I got another level for Sledge, which is awesome. I'll take that as well. which should unlock some new abilities for him and change the way he works slightly. So we'll see what I got here. So he now has, so now I can replace my secondary with a SMG, unless, I want to just keep my handgun. I did increase my overall progression with that experience that I earned for completing that mission. And while I completed that level, I did get some experience points back, or some health back rather. And you'll notice that even though he's still really, really hurt, Pulse did go from 1 HP to 20 HP. So he's still unfortunately unable to play. But if I do another 2 or so missions, he'll be ready to go. Sledge, even though he's weak, could still participate in a mission, and all my other operators are back to full health, which is great. So it's always good to have a pool of players. That's why I said, like, with this game, you could get in a situation where it does become difficult, because you start getting in this problem where all your operators are getting hurt. And, you're sending more and more and more in. It's like, you don't want to cut your losses, but you want to go slow. And I thought I was pretty cautious that time, and I still took a pretty good beating with Sledge. But thankfully, I survived the fight. And I get to proceed, obviously, working on my next level of progression and continuing to chip through all of these areas. But that'll wrap up my review for Rainbow Six Extraction. It's just so much fun. Extinction. What a dumb name. They really need to come up with a better name. But I get it. They wanted to sell the Rainbow Six thing. But that'll wrap up my review for this game. I hope you found this gameplay fun and interesting. And you know what? Hopefully it made you want to check it out, because nobody's talking about it, and I did my part, and I talked about it, and you should go play it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.